Somehow he was able to get me 3000 euros discount. As a whole, my car costed euros. Buying a car in Germany for an expat can be confusing with paperwork, insurances, inspections, and of course how to get a good price. In this video I am going to share exactly how I bought my first used car in Germany at a discount, the steps I have followed, the loan process I went through, and some tips so that you don't make any mistakes in your car purchasing journey. Let's get started. First step is to research the market. When we are starting to research, we will need to decide on two different things. A, where we are going to research, whether we are going to offline stores or we are going to just research from the online stores for a couple of months. In my case, I did mostly from the online side. I started to research from the websites like Autoscout24, Kleinanzeigen, and also often I used to look at the newspapers that comes within our village and surrounding areas, and also in most of the companies we would have the classifieds websites, I mean with your employer, where all the other employees are listing these type of cars, houses, and any other things that they want to sell. So I used to take a look at that website also. Secondly, what we want to research. I mean about which type of car. Of course, we are in Germany. There are so many types of cars like hatchback, sedan, combi, convertible, etc. etc. For us as a family with two kids, I wanted to have ISO fixes and also good boot space. That's why I decided to go with the station wagon, or in other words, combi type of cars. Based on this, I researched and I shortlisted with 3 cars: Skoda Octavia, Volkswagen Golf Estate, and Hyundai i30. I also had other criterias like this. It should be a petrol car, manual gear transmission. The age of the car should be between 3 to 5 years, and the kilometers run should not exceed 50,000 kilometers. And since I am exploring the used cars market, I didn't want to fix myself with a single car. I was ready to pick up any car which comes with good condition and also with some kind of discount. For me, it felt like a good approach because I just wanted a good conditioned, trustable car just to travel from A to B. Hence, I decided with these 3 different cars and I started researching the market in the websites which I have just mentioned. Second step, deciding the budget and financing. Of course, you will need to decide the budget, how much you are willing to spend on the car, and you will also need to decide whether you want to purchase the car or you want to lease the car. And there are also new type of services like you can subscribe a car for X number of months with some charges, and you can stop the subscription at some point, or you can also replace it with a different car. There are so many such innovative options nowadays available in big cities. You will also need to think about the extra costs like registration, TÜV examination cost, insurance, and taxes. Sometimes it is possible if you are buying from a dealer, they can also do the TÜV for you. If you are going for electric cars, the insurance could be lesser, and if you are going for smaller car, the insurance cost could be lesser. So there are some nitty-gritties around this. Your budget will change based on what kind of car you are going to choose. In my case, I decided that I do not want to spend anything more than 25,000 euros on car. This included even the interest what I am going to pay if I go with a loan. So I made some forecasts and calculations, and somehow I wanted to bring it less than 25,000 euros. Third step, checking the car history. Let's say you already found a car for yourself. Now your next step is to check the car history. Ask for the TÜV inspection reports, service history, and accident history. There are also some car history services available. You can also research about it and use one such service to know about the history of the car that you are viewing. In my case, whenever I find some car interesting and affordable for me, then I started sending interest to such cars to the showrooms. Meanwhile, I also remembered about my friend who is working in one of the car showrooms here in Germany, but however it is around 350 kilometers away from where I am staying. I still wanted to check with him if his showroom has a car that I am looking for. He mentioned that there is one such car available already. So I asked him about the car history. He already checked all the car history for me and he sent me those details over WhatsApp, and he explained me that these are the things that you will need to check, and I see the car is good with these things. That's how I performed my car history check. I mean, it was very simple for me because I had a friend who is working in the auto house. So it is really important for you to make local friends genuinely here. And fourth step, test drive and inspection. Once I got the car history and everything is clear, and the car was also of my daughter's favorite color, I took some of my Indian friends from my current place and we took one of my friend's car. We drove from our place to the auto house again, which is 350 kilometers away from here, and we performed the test drive there. In fact, my other friends who were traveling with me, they were also already car owners in Germany. They had both first-hand cars and also second-hand cars, so they also know about cars. I also did the test drive for myself, and I also asked some of my friends to do it, and they did it and they found the car is really good. It was a Hyundai i30 and it was around 3 years old and it only had 43,000 kilometers on the meter, and this was perfectly within my requirements. So I didn't bring any mechanic with me to do the inspection and other stuff. I did not have much knowledge about the cars and how I should inspect, but I trusted my friends and they knew more about the cars. In case if you do not have any such friends, you can also try to find a mechanic for a fee and take him to the auto house to examine the car. Fifth step is negotiating the price. You can negotiate, don't be afraid to do that. Based on the checks you do with the mechanic, if there are any minor issues you notice, then just highlight that and try to reduce the price based on that. Or even without such issues also, you can still negotiate. And also during the month ends or quarter ends, there could be better deals because they may have some sales targets and they may reduce the prices. So try to look at the offers during the month end and quarter ends. And it is also possible that if you do the registration by yourself, then there could be some 200 to 300 euros deducted by the auto house. It also happened for me like that. I said I will do the registration myself and they reduced around 200 euros. And the registration is not that difficult, you can do it easily. And in my case, since it was my friend who is working in the auto house, he used his, let's say, employee referral kind of system, or I don't know what he spoke to their boss. Somehow he was able to get me 3,000 euros discount. So having a friend in auto house helps, right? It helped me. And the financing part, in my case, I wanted to take a loan because I didn't have complete savings at that time to pay for the car. I also had other commitments to take care. In my case, it was a Hyundai i30 red color car and it was the N-Line series with all the descriptions what I have previously mentioned. It was costing around 22,500 euros. With this, my friend got me 3,000 euros discount, which came to 19,500 euros. And I said that I will do the registration by myself. So again, 200 euros deducted. As a whole, my car costed 19,300 euros. So I had some 6,000 euros saved up for down payment, and for the remaining 13,300 euros, I took a loan from a bank called as Bank 11, and for the rate of interest 4.99%. The loan type what I took is called as balloon financing, which means you will be paying a small amount every month until end of the loan tenure, but when the loan tenure is completing, you will make a big balloon payment and you will complete the loan there. Or you can also refinance it at that time if you don't want to make a larger payment. This is the basic of what I know about balloon financing. You can also read more about it. And I also checked if I reduce the loan period, if it will reduce the interest rate, but there was no change. That's why I decided, okay, let me take longer duration. For me, it was a good option, so I decided to take it for 7 years. And it is also possible for you to do prepayment and pre-closure of the loan. I'm just sharing about the loan what I got. It can also be different if you are taking from different bank and different conditions. If you ask whether to take a loan or not, that's actually dependent on your personal situation. As you might have heard, personal finance is actually personal. In my opinion, if there was a possibility, then I would have avoided the loan. But from my experience, if I compare it with India, the interest rates are lesser here. That's why I chose to take a loan. Sixth and final step, registration and paperwork. After I have done the test drive, I paid the down payment and I also applied for the loan, submitted the required documents, and I waited until the loan processing is complete. Once the loan was transferred to the auto house sent me the required registration documents and the purchase contract over the post from their place to my place. After that, I did all the registration process myself. Even if you find the car 500 kilometers away from your place, the registration needs to be done where your current residence is located. For the registration, you will need the documents like the previous registration documents from the previous owner if it is a used car, your residence permit card, proof of residence, proof of insurance, and purchase contract. I will also leave the link in the description for the required documents. Before going to the registration, you will need to have the insurance proof. In my case, I went with full Casco insurance with Hook24 provider. It was completely online and easy to fill up everything. You can also mention if you had Indian driver's license in the past, then you will get some discount from this provider and also with other providers if I am not wrong. You will need to book a termin in the Landratsamt in the KFZ-Zulassungsstelle. For the termin, I think you will need to pay 20 euros. At least that's what I paid here. They will verify all your documents. You can check in this website to see what are the number plates available, and if you have any preference, you can put that letters and numbers, see if that is available. If your preferred number is available, then you can share that with them and they will just give it to you. You will need to print the plates and then give it to them. You will get the required stickers attached to that. In my case, once I got it confirmed, I just went out and there was a number plate printing shop and I just gave there. Within some 5 minutes or 10 minutes I got the number plates already, and I went again back into the stele and the officer pasted the required stickers on the number plate. The registration got completed there, and then once I got the number plates, I took a train from my place to the auto house. I just put the number plates there and drove back it to my place. That's how I got the car back home. Some important tips to consider: where to buy the car, whether to buy from individual seller or from auto house. If you know a lot of information about cars, or if you have a car mechanic friend with you, then it is okay to go with the individual sellers and buy from them. But if you are like me who does not have much knowledge about technicalities of a car, then it is safer for you to go to a auto house, the dealer, and purchase a car from there. Of course, in Kleinanzeigen itself you can find a lot of good cars, well conditioned cars from individual sellers also. There is also one more popular and safe category of cars that you can buy from Kleinanzeigen. You can find some cars from elderly people who have been driving their cars only for very less kilometers, like from their home to supermarket and to hospitals, only less traveled cars. Of course, with all the necessary inspections only, but still whoever has purchased similar cars always had positive experience. But you may find only very small cars from such elderly people. If you want to have a well conditioned car even with less boot space, then you can consider this option. Usually they maintain the cars well and they are also ready to negotiate couple of hundreds of euros. So you can consider if that works well for you. When you are going for dealers, you can also look for end of season cars, less popular color cars, only if you want to reduce the cost. There is also one more option to buy cheaper cars, that is to import from other EU countries into Germany. But you need to be very careful about it. With this category, I have heard a lot of scams happening, so you need to be very careful. But if you are able to find genuine offers, then it can be cheaper compared to Germany. And if you choose to take a car loan, be aware that there is no additional insurance required for your loan. The banker may say that you are an Auslander or you are not working in Germany for long, so you could be categorized into high risk loan taker. Even if you cannot pay the loan can be paid from the insurance. They may say about this, and as far as I came to know from my friend, this insurance for the loan is not mandatory anymore. In past it was mandatory, but nowadays it's not. For a 15,000 euros loan, this insurance can easily be 3,000 euros. So please pay attention to this, and that's my story about how I bought a used car in Germany with help of my friends. If you have any questions about buying or registering your car in Germany, then please feel free to write it in comments. I will try to share whatever I know. If you have found some useful information from this video, then please like this video and share your thoughts in comments. You can also subscribe to this channel to get more insights about living and working in Germany. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next video.